Good morning, day 5. So, I was at Oodnadatta Roadhouse last night. I've left and it's still early, as you can see. Staying in a community behind a roadhouse, I had pretty low expectations of what it was going to be like on a Saturday night, and they were met. I knew what to expect, so that's why I'd nestled myself right into the corner furthest from town, furthest from the pub, and I'd sort of surrounded myself with the wall, so I was my own little hermit in the corner. Probably about midnight I woke up. I could feel hot breath, hot panting on my face through my swag. I'm in a single swag. It was a big, black, mangy looking dog, not a wild dog. It would have been one of the dogs from the community. He's pushing on my swag at midnight in pitch black, this big, black, scary looking dog, pushing on my swag, growling and yapping and barking, and I'm whacking the sides of the swag telling him to get off, and he's just not bothered at all. So that was a little unnerving. And then, I don't know if it was the pub or if someone was having a party or something. It's also a full moon, so that's probably part of it. But yeah, anyway, I don't know if it was a pub or there was a party in the community or someone's house or something like that, but there was music cranking until I left at 5:30 in the morning. So I've driven out. It hadn't rained for a little bit. We got more rain last night, but when I was packing up and I left, it wasn't raining. And when I hit the road looked in pretty good condition, and the road sign on the side said the road was still open. Anyway, I hit the road, and first 30-40 k's were really good, like this, really good. And then 30-40 k's in, we must have been in a low spot, and there was water on the road, and it started to get slippery. I was in 4 high, tyres down 25 pounds still. I managed to track straight just by keeping the power on and keeping some momentum up when I could. But obviously you don't want to go too quick because you come around a corner and you're just going to slide straight off the road. But the other thing is I don't want to wreck the roads. These roads cost them an absolute fortune to grade, and I'm not going to be the bloke responsible for chopping them up. So really sketchy for a little while there. It was like driving on ice. It was just, the slightest feedback from the steering wheel and you're going, oof, it was a little bit dodgy. Anyway, not gonna lie, that got me feeling pretty nervy. I'm feeling a lot better now, but I've still got 100 or so k's before I hit Stewart Highway, so hopefully it's still smooth sailing. I've made it to Coober Pedy. I am stoked I made it, and I'm stoked I'm not stuck out at Oodnadatta for another night. I'll try and knock some of this off now, and I'll air up tyres. A lot of the houses in Coober Pedy are built either underground or into the side of hills and stuff like this. Funny old town. Even in the middle of town you've got open pits. It's all opal mining. The whole town's built on opal mining. But yeah, massive open pits, like pretty much bang in the centre of town. The miners have just started building little shanties and stuff next to their pits, and next minute it's turned into a town. So you got to be super careful wandering around at night. Interesting. 130k an hour speed limits. Wouldn't have been doing that in the old Land Cruiser. Alright, there's plenty. Just enough for myself for a night. Probably get 2 nights out of that because I'm only having a small fire. Only take what you need. These mountain passes on the way to Alice Springs are wicked. Enormous. Just sort of jut out of nowhere. I should have been a bit smarter about that. Fuel in Alice Springs at $1.60 and I'm only topping up the tank. It's because it's a couple hundred K since I filled up last. Fuel where I filled up last, and it was a full tank, just about, in Oodnadatta, the roadhouse, was $2.09 a litre. So, and I've got a jerry can in the back. It was stupid. I should have stuck the jerry can in the car to get here and then filled up here and saved a fortune. Well, not a fortune, but saved some money. Anywho, it's only money. That's pretty much all I'm doing in Alice. I want to get straight into the Westmac ranges now, so I'm hightailing it that way. There's some nice rigs in the caravan park there. Actually, there's a heap of nice rigs around Alice Springs. I've seen heaps of cool cars. Nothing out there. Day 6. So Ellery Gorge was a really nice little campsite. $5 a night, had flushing toilets, drinking water. You couldn't fill your tanks or anything like that. Separate little bays, communal fire pits. You can't collect any firewood in the area. But yeah, the gorge, the actual gorge itself, absolutely beautiful. The rocks all twisted and yeah, amazing. So I got down there late yesterday afternoon and the water was freezing, but I jumped in for a swim anyway. Yeah, really nice and refreshing to wash off all the dust. A couple of dingoes, or possibly the same dingo, but he was wandering around all night, coming in and out of camp. Didn't hassle us at all, just sniffing around looking for a free feed. Anyway, back out onto the main drag and head further west, deeper into the Westmac ranges, and find another gorge. Just drove up this road that was off the side of the main drag I was on. Neil Hargrave lookout. Northern Territory really got it figured out. They'll let you camp, well, in this park anyway. There's little campsites everywhere. You're even allowed to camp here. And I mean, we've got this in WA, but you're allowed to camp here. In WA, people just do it. So yeah, quite a good view. I actually turned off because it said there was phone reception up here and I was going to check in with home, see how everyone's going. And maybe there is for other networks, but not Telstra. I'm finding that actually a few places, people are getting Optus reception and I'm not getting Telstra. I always thought Telstra was the best, but outside of WA it doesn't seem to be. But yeah, bins, fire pits, tables, and a ripper view. Not bad. Might have my breakfast and a coffee, I reckon, before the flies get bad. Actually, I did get some phone signal. How cool is this? I didn't know what that was because I've never seen one before. But I've just had a read here. stick your phone in the little red pole thing over there, wait 30 seconds and you'll get signals. I went from absolutely nothing to 4G. Pretty cool. This is the Ghost Gum Walk on the Ormiston Gorge. There's the gorge down there. Sorry, there's the waterhole down there. There's a few little rock wallabies dotted along this rock wall. Ducking in and out of the cracks. Helen Gorge, surrounded by grass and bamboo looking stuff. I think that's some Northern Territory grass. You can swim here. There is a resort up there, fuel or camping, whatever floats your boat. There's also free camping on the side of the road called 2 Mile Camp on the Fink River, which I was going to stay at, but I stayed at Ellery Creek Big Ol instead. But yeah, I'm going to have to go for a dip here. I think this looks too good. That was beautiful. Water was pretty fresh, but really nice to have a dip. I'm gonna move on now 20 k's up the road. This next one's called Redbank Gorge, and from what I've read, there's a little bit of a half hour or so walk up the riverbank to get into it, scramble over some rocks, have to climb up a rock wall to get into the base of the gorge where the rock hole is, and then it's one of these ones that you can sort of swim along and follow, like swim through the rock pool between the walls of the gorge. So, and apparently that's a must do. So. Just keeps going. Water's starting to look a bit stagnant that way, so I think I'll head back to the main pool. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now I'm making my way around the Morini Loop towards Palm Valley Springs. I think that's what it's called. You can camp there as well. Northern Territory Parks are doing a wicked job of all this. You can camp at every gorge that I've been to so far. Camping's all $5 a night. Most of them have flushing toilets, drinking water. Some of them have barbecues, picnic tables. They're all in shady spots. Really good. It's a bit rattlier than other tracks into the gorges and that, but not sure why it's full drive only. You'd get your Nan's Magna down this track. But the good thing about saying full drive only at the entrance of a track is you're not going to get as many people down it. Alright, I knocked a smidge of air out the tyres because I was up at like 50-pound hop pressure or something like that. So I'm down to 30 now. But I still stand by that you'd get your Uncle Dave's Honda down this track. Electric fence there. They must, and an electric grid. I got no idea why. It's National Park, so there's no stock in here. Maybe the dingoes or the dogs they're trying to keep on one side and out of the other. I don't know. Alright, it's a full drive track. Don't take your mate's Camry down here. Big old tour bus coming through, that was pretty cool. People have tried to build up the track with sticks. Probably was somewhere in there two-wheel drive. This place is amazing, and this isn't even Palm Valley yet. This is driving into it. I'm still about a K out. But the cycads growing into the side of the walls just blows my mind. Yeah.
But oh my god, it's amazing. There's a river crossing I've just done. I probably look stupid in this fly net, but I tell you, the amount of flies out here, you'd be stupid not to have one. But I wouldn't let it put you off, because with the fly net, they're no bother at all. And I'm finding, because I'm out doing stuff like this all day, I pull in and make camp fairly late in the evening, light a fire, kick back with a beer, and all the flies disappear anyway. That was a good walk trail. The full drive track in was even better though, I love that. So I've backtracked back out now and I'm just driving into Hermansburg, which was the closest little settlement town thing. I'll fill up my tank because I'm about to hit another full drive track, the Fink River track, and I'll be on that tonight, camping alongside the river somewhere. And then I'll make my way out to Kings Canyon tomorrow, so I'll get fuel here because I think it's supposed to be pretty expensive at Kings Canyon. So this is the start of the Fink River track towards my first camp, Boggy Hole. Just dropping a fraction more air out the tyres. One, because the place is called Boggy Hole. Two, because I'm about to drive into this riverbank, and that river sand, although it's coarse, can be really, it's like quicksand, so I've been stuck in it before and it's not good. So yeah, I was at 30 pound for that last full drive track. I'm dropping down to 16, and this isn't National Park, this section, so I'll get the drone up. the creek runs a bit boggy, but I'm not too worried. I'm cruising through it at the tyre pressures I'm at anyway, but I'm not too worried because there's trees everywhere on either side anyway, so even if I did get stuck, it's not far for a winch. It's funny because when I was researching this track, first of all, I couldn't find a hell of a lot of information on it, but when I could find info on it and like maps and scribbles and stuff about it, it was hard to see where the actual track was. I could see where the points of interest are, but I couldn't see where the track was. And that's because the track is the river. You're driving in the river the entire way. Obviously, it's only a river when it's in flood, at this section anyway. It's funny watching the map now and seeing the route is actually the river. I'm that little blue dot in the middle, heading towards campsites. I've used HEMA maps and wiki camps to plot this whole trip. Horse tracks everywhere. These blokes have done a wicked job out here. There's these signs everywhere every time the road forks, and it saved my bum heaps. I'd have been here for hours driving in circles. So top-notch job, quality signs too. Done a brilliant job. I'm nearly there, I'm about a K away I think. I made it. Sun's just, well, it's not setting yet, but it's moved behind the gorge there. Boggy hole, big boggy hole. Really sick, so I'm thinking no one else will come tonight. I hope not. Have a place to myself. I'm selfish like that. Yeah, well, I'll set up before it gets dark and get some tea on. Get the fire going. And that's it, just the same old simple 5-minute setup I've had every other night. I'll get the fire going in a minute so I can get rid of these flies. Dinner's in the oven cooking away. So it's beer time. Someone's even been kind enough to leave me some wood. Northern Territory National Parks, or Parks and Wildlife, or whoever they are, have really got this shit sorted, really got this shit sussed. There's campsites everywhere. Like this is even a legit one, like there's a Parks and Wildlife sign. It's free. They'll allow you to collect wood. They encourage you to collect wood outside of the national park area, and they'll tell you where you can and where you can't with signs. And they've even got these, like that mobile reception hotspot I showed you earlier, where I stopped for breakfast. They've got those. I've seen, in the 250 Ks I've done today, I've seen about 6 of them. And this is in the middle of a national park they've got them. It's wicked. Anyway, how's this spot? It's unbelievable. It's beautiful. The flies will bugger off soon. People do swim here. It looks alright actually. There's a bit of like weed stuff in there. Quite a bit actually. Too cold for me. If the sun was still out I would. Maybe in the morning. See what time I get up. Right, fire on, beer into me. Old Travel Body's had a flogging this trip, but it's doing a brilliant job. I'll bang my dinner in, chicken curry. It's frozen hard, negative 16 degrees in the freezer on the other side. Hour and a half. Cheers. Bloody flies.